now. I'm setting up all the equipment as we speak. But yeah, let's see. This place is nuts. Hold on, let me show you. I'm thinking right here we're gonna set up for the background with the gym name in it and everything. And this way we could do it. We might need to figure out where we're gonna plug in this equipment, but other than that, I think we're good. So now we're gonna get into a workout. Oh, look at who showed up, by the way. What's up?
One side, 1 1 1 on the right. Left side, 1 1 1 1 1. Right side, 2 2 2 2 2. Left side, 2 2 2. So you can alternate either side, so it's not all one either side.
Right.
Cool. Then finisher, flutter kicks with the press, 1 minute, alternating either side. Oh shits, I'll show you how to do those, and then pull-ups, 3 6, super slow. Cool. There we go. Cool.
Come on, man, let's go.
Never be nobody #1 fan. Your first #1, I had to put it in your hand. You pussies can't get booked outside America for nan. I'm out in Tokyo because I'm big in Japan. I'm the hit maker y'all depend on. Backstage in my city, it was friend zone. You won't never take no chain off of us. How the fuck you big stepping with a size 7 man zone? This the part with the bite, nigga, what's up? I know my picture on the wall when y'all cook up. Extortion, baby, whole career you been shook up. Cause Top told you drop it, give me 50 like some push-ups. Hood, your last one brick, you really not on shit. They make excuses for you cause they hate to see me lit. Pull your contract cause we gotta see the split. The way you doing splits, bitch, your pants might rip. You better do that motherfucking show inside the bitty. Maroon 5 need a verse, you better make it witty. Then we need a verse for the Swifties. Top say drop, you better drop and give them 50. Pip squeak, pipe down, you ain't in no big 3. Scissor got you wiped down, Travis got you wiped down, Savage got you wiped down. Like your label, boy, you in the scope right now. And you gon' feel the aftermath of what I write down. I'm at the top of the mountain, so you tight now. Just to have this talk with your ass, I had to hike down. Big difference between Mike Dan and...
All right, welcome back to Marathon Mortgage Happy Hour. I'm Mike Witzak.
I'm Rory Farrell.
And today, we just got put through hell by this guy here. Please introduce yourself.
What's up, guys? My name is Corbin Melle.
And what team are you with?
I'm with Kind Real Estate Company with Real Broker.
Nice.
And what gym are you with?
This is Limitless Philly. So this is right in Flowertown. We have an awesome facility here. It's based off cool speed training and performance. So everything we do is like cater to athletes and speed training and stuff like that. But I just pretty much broke you guys through a functional strength training, just kettlebell circuit, and then finished up with some flutter kicks, some shits, and some pull-ups.
Hell yeah.
And I think the key word is you broke us.
Yes.
The workout.
Oh, dude, the shits I couldn't do. I just couldn't do. I just gave up. I was like, after 2 of them.
Yeah, we gotta get a clip of those shits. I think that's a good metaphor for the real estate market and the loan market
Yeah,
over the last
Corbin
couple.
kind of broke it down great.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll do it after.
Yeah.
But obviously you'll notice that our location is different. We typically do a beer on this. We'll crack a beer. We'll do something local. We'll walk through the beer, and then we'll get into the real estate stuff. We thought it'd be a little different and a little cool because Corbin is so involved in this fitness, the gym. He runs classes. To do something a little different, run us through a workout, and then we'll just do it right here on site. So thank you for hosting. It's a rad gym.
Yeah, it was great having you guys. I'm glad you guys came through. I mean, this was a great idea. This is better than a beer in the morning. So,
yeah.
you know, this is the way I start my day every day. So,
Well, it's debatable. It depends on what day it is, but you know.
Depends on what day, depends on what time. If the birds
On
are
a Thursday.
Yeah.
On a Thursday, this is better at 9 a.m.
Yeah, I guess so. But no, yeah, let's get into we didn't get to talk too much during the workout, and we're not talking about a beer right now. So let's kind of get into you and how you got started in real estate. I mean, we're the same age, aren't we? You're 26,
just turned 26.
Yeah, so I'll be 26 in March. So yeah, it's like the same age. How'd you get into real estate?
So I kind of just stumbled into it, to be very honest with you. I did an internship with my brother's friend, Matt Marino, who I think you guys know, does a lot of real estate, kills it in business. And I kind of just shadowed him for like a winter break when I was home from college. And in that little month, I saw a closing, I saw an inspection, I saw pretty much every little thing that happens during the course of a transaction in that month. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, all this stuff is pretty straightforward. It's not rocket science. I can follow along. And then, I'm driving home one day and I pass a building and I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Someone or a company or some group of people own that. And then thought never occurred to me in my life. And I was like, wow, so I can get there. How do I get there? So then my brain went from end sight and goal, work my way back. And then I actually just recently closed my first house in Halloween of like
Hell yeah.
just a
Right
couple months
on,
ago.
man.
So,
Congratulations.
Congrats.
thank you. So that's my first little project. I'm gonna flip it, renovate it, live there for a year, take the ARV out, and roll it into something else.
I want to hear more about that. Matt is known for like being a coach, being a teacher,
Yeah.
being a motivator.
Yeah.
Like, did you feel that in that month? Were you like,
Oh.
was he motivating you the whole time? Like, hey, dude, you can do this. It's not as hard as it looks, or it's
Yeah,
not as.
he gave me a lot of confidence and kind of just like talking me through things and like, hey man, like it's not overcomplicated. Just kind of break it down, explain it to people. It's just a conversation at the end of the day. And it's like, all right, what do you want to buy? How much do you want to pay for it? Doesn't make sense? Yes or no? That's all it really is. And once he kind of took that that pressure off, it's like, all right, now how many of those conversations can you go have?
Yeah.
Right. How many people can you help? And what I realize is, we're young. Like no one ever taught us how to buy a house. No one ever taught us how to live. They taught us how to do long division by hand and read a bunch of stuff from Shakespeare, and that's all great. But no one ever taught us how to provide for yourself and put a roof over your head. So I was like, all right, I got to learn this stuff whether I like it or not. And so this kind of became, something that I had to do and had to do rather, and found a passion in it for it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, it is crazy when you think back on all the stuff that you did in high school and middle school and college. You're like,
Yeah.
what am I doing here?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
why do I need to know how to write cursive?
Yeah.
I was just theoretically smoking a lot of weed and hanging out. That's all I was doing in high school.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah. Theoretically speaking, if I was in high school, that's what I'd be doing.
I do the homework with my daughter, and she's only 6, and I'm like, this isn't gonna matter.
No.
And like when
No.
she's in high school and college and out, I'm like,
No, honestly, like
it's gonna be a chip in your brain. Cass.
99% of the things they tell you that's going to matter when you get to college and when you get out of like I don't even remember what I got on my SATs. I don't remember what my GPA was in college.
Conveniently, he doesn't remember what his SAT scores are.
Yeah.
I think I
it
honestly
3
think
digits?
they were 1100. They might have been close to
Yeah,
it.
mine were probably in 3 digits.
Yeah.
And truthfully, like I wasn't the best student. Honestly, I didn't really apply myself. And I look back, I'm like, man, if I could have been less lazy being a student, I would have. But now it's like, all right, I get to be disciplined in the stuff that matters, not
Yeah.
pop quiz or some random test on a book. But
I was busy cutting lawns through high school and
Yeah.
making money. Yeah, dude. I was like, any way I could work and make money, I'm out of here.
yeah,
Well, that's
same
the
thing in college.
entrepreneurial spirit that you have to have if you're going to be good at real estate
Yeah.
or in mortgage and stuff like that. It's like it is finance. What we
Yeah.
do, technically, I guess my wife would say it's not finance because she does real finance, but I mean, it's sales.
Yeah.
It's sales.
Yeah,
it's
sales.
much
It is.
more so in real estate because you're selling real estate. But we're selling ourselves. We're selling the trust that you need to have in us.
Right.
The
Services.
confidence that
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, it's
So-
really hard. I think mortgages can get more tricky with sales because you're not selling like a tangible. I'm not like,
Oh, yeah.
hey, here's what I'm selling you. Look
Yeah.
at this. Whereas in real estate, you're like, oh, look at this house. You're buying this house. But
Yeah.
with a mortgage, you're like,
you're almost giving
here's
them
a
an
bunch of
obligation
numbers
that they have to.
Yeah, here's
stay
a bunch
with.
of numbers on paper.
Yeah.
Good luck. Like we'll explain it to you, but it's just hard to kind of grasp. But
Yeah,
And like any other sales, is like the more you work and the harder you work and the smarter you're with it, you're gonna make money.
yeah,
yeah, absolutely.
Or you can do it part time and just kind of mess around and make a little bit of money on the side.
Yeah.
It's like
yeah.
I think that was my biggest struggle for the first, 3 years of doing this was like, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Because the
Right.
first 3 years were brutal.
Yeah.
And it, a lot of things were just learning, number one. And then number two was the market conditions were atrocious.
Yeah.
They were awful.
yeah, you guys
Definitely
did
was.
not start at
And it was-
a good time.
Yeah, no, not at all. And then I think,
Taught you a lot though.
Well, I
yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
if you can get through it, you started at a good time.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And we've made this argument before. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
no, but long story short, I think this year kind of solidified the fact that like, oh shit, I'm supposed to be doing this because I've
Correct.
had a really good year. It was just like, it took 3 years of just keeping it
Yeah.
up. The consistency. We were just talking about that before
Yeah.
I came on here. Like it just take 3 years of consistency. And we talk about this a lot actually, but if it wasn't for like Rory or doing these podcasts or having
Yeah.
fun in the office, I would have left
Yeah.
years ago. So
Yeah.
I don't know if you felt the same way in your career. Like how have you been?
I definitely felt the highs and the lows, man. There are some days where you feel like you're spinning your wheels, not getting much done, and then those days add up, and then something pops. A month down the line, it's like, oh wait, I had to go through those 2-3 weeks of just
Yeah.
feeling like I'm not doing anything, to then, oh, it's settlement day. All those like random emails and appointments paid off. You know what I mean? In
Yeah.
the grand scheme of things, and kind of to your point, like you got to kind of find your purpose, and my purpose boiled down to I love to help people. I love to kind of just give my energy to someone, allow them to understand that I'm here for them, work with them, appreciate them, and say, hey, I can show you how to get to a certain spot, whether it's showing you how to do your first push-up, your pull-up, buying a house, simple stuff. Like, I'm here to help you, here to show you. And that's kind of where I wish someone would have helped me.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of that version for myself for other people.
Yeah, yeah. Now, does your family or anything have any, background in real estate, or was it just that your brother had that connection with Matt, and you were like, I want to check this out? Or?
Yeah. No true connection in real estate. My mom was a hairdresser. My dad was a construction worker. So.
Okay, but your dad has the construction background, which is great for flipping and stuff. Yeah.
He does. Yeah. He absolutely. He's a wealth of knowledge for sure. And
You putting him to work?
I don't put him to work. He's long since retired. He manages the grounds, cuts some grass here and there, but all the other drywall and stuff, I either have a contractor do it. I try to learn it myself. But
how old's your dad?
My dad is 63.
Yeah, that's how old my dad is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my dad was a carpenter for 25 years in the union.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're gonna sit here and tell me what to do. I'll do it. Don't touch anything.
Yeah.
But like, I'll do all the work.
Yeah.
And that's what he does. He comes to my places and he's like, all right, we gotta cut this down, move this around, do all this stuff. So it's. I don't think I'd be able to do it without him there.
Oh,
He's the tax collector too, right? Showing up with that
Something
money
like
spread.
that. Yeah, allegedly. I don't know. None of this stuff.
The IRS is listening.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's good having that wealth of knowledge, especially like from your dad. And my dad still tries to jump in and do all this stuff. I'm like, hey,
The old
let
man.
me try to do it. Thank you for your help. But like one of his biggest things, and probably the reason I didn't go into construction, he was like, hey, earn your living with a pen, not a shovel. Mm-hmm. Pen's a lot lighter to sign your name, sign a contract than it is picking up a shovel full of dirt and concrete. So I was like, okay, fair point. So that kind of like, he showed me, hey, I did all this labor. You can. It's not, what I would suggest to do, so learn this way. So he kind of steered me into the business world, and then my mom's very business-minded, so kind of had that good little stability of hard work ethic, good business mind, and kind of push it forward.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, sure.
And we've made this point before, and going back to what we were just talking about, it's like when you guys started in this tough industry, it's like when you're young, you have your overhead that's lower. It's like it might be the best time to start. Like if you can mentally get through, it's like you don't have a couple mortgages, you don't have kids, you don't have a family to support. It's like just
don't even have a goldfish.
Keep your nut low.
Yeah.
Live simply, make your money where you can, and then just grow and learn and.
Yeah.
Speak for yourself, pal. My mortgages are heavy. I have 2 mortgages, and they're probably $500 a month. So.
And allegedly someone else pays them for you.
No, I rent them out. Yeah, no, I rent them out. You just called my dad a tax collector. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Nothing, never heard of
No,
that.
he's collecting the money sometimes,
yeah,
right?
he goes picks it up once in a while. Yeah.
So you have 2 properties?
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
When'd you get those?
I got one when I was 22, and I got one when I was 23 or 24.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Do you live in them? Do you fix them up, or you just rent them out?
I full investment ones. They're back up north, like in the Poconos, but in like smaller coal towns.
Are they Airbnbs?
That's where I grew up. No, they're not Airbnbs.
Okay.
You would not want an Airbnb in these areas. There's not like much going on.
Okay.
So, but it's kind of where I grew up, like near where I grew up. So I know the area very well, and I know the market. And I know.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I know a lot more up there than I do down here.
You got connections up there. Your dad's up there. Your Mike.
Everybody's
Mike's
up there.
Yeah.
My girlfriend, everything's up there. So, I still have a lot of roots in that area, and I'm back up there all the time. So.
That's good, man. Is that like Hazleton, PA?
A little bit south of that.
Okay.
I went to Penn State Hazleton.
Okay.
And I worked up in Hazleton for years. I worked at Amazon up there. Lowe's. Yeah. So
that was pretty cool finding out we had a little mutual. We all 3 of us went to Penn State.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mike and I both worked at Amazon for a stint. Not the same one, but just.
No, yeah. Were you a driver or were you?
No, so I worked in the warehouse. I was basically like offload. I would be the guy who took all the stuff off the trucks and loaded it to the line to get like tagged.
Yep. Yeah, I know exactly where you were at. I was the driver. So I drove.
Driver?
Yeah, I drove a van, and I ended up becoming a manager and like oversaw probably 20 to 30 routes a day of deliveries. It was so funny.
Man.
Just a 21-year-old manager.
Yeah,
20-year-old
and there's like 50-year-olds working. I'm like,
Yeah.
Hey, you guys got to pick up the pace, and they're like, get off my back, dude.
That job taught you that like when you're a kid, you're like, oh, all the adults have all figured out. Once I get there, they'll let me in on how everything works.
No.
And then you get to adults like, whoa.
Yeah.
Nobody's got any other ideas.
I've worked so many jobs over like a 5-year period. I mean, and not even that I got fired. It was just every single one paid a little bit more. So I would just like bounce from job to job.
Yeah.
And then it just scared the shit out of me every job I went to, because I started off like working. I was washing dishes, and I was washing dishes with a bunch of like 40, 50-year-olds. I'm like, I got to get out of here. And then I'd go to like Lowe's, and I work at Lowe's. I'm like, I can't be with you guys either.
Yeah.
And then I'd go to like, I was a butcher for a while. I'm like, oh my God, everybody, like nobody, I don't want to be around any of you people.
But now you still work with a bunch of old people.
Yeah, now I work
You
with
just
a bunch of old
tolerated
people.
us a little bit longer.
Yeah, you guys are a lot more chill than the people I used to work with. So.
But I think that's important, man. You got to go through these trials and tribulations and see what it is you like and don't like. That's how you figure out. All right, I can do this. I can't do that.
And I think it's like a healthy fear too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's a good thing. Like, hey, I don't want to be working at Lowe's when I'm 45.
Yeah.
You know.
Absolutely.
Maybe if I'm retired and it's a part-time gig, why
Sure.
not? But other than that, no.
Yeah.
So.
No shade on Lowe's employees, is that right?
Yeah.
No, shout out Lowe's. I hung my jersey in the rafters, baby. My vest is up in the rafters in Lehighton. Don't you
I
worry.
need your help. Yeah. I need some appliances for myself.
They lifted it up there on the forklift. They put it up there.
I'm not even joking. We did that. I got in a lot of trouble, but I did it. So yeah. Anyway, enough about me. Kind of let's talk about what I feel like you're very motivated. You're very like looking forward into the future type of dude. We've for the little bit that we've talked here. What's 2025 look like? We're in December right now. What's your New Year's look like if you have it planned out or not? And then what's like your kind of end goal and I don't think there is an end goal, but like what's your kind of 5-year plan? If you could walk us through that a little bit.
So New Year's don't have planned out. It'll just it'll go from one day to the other. To me, that's just kind of like big celebration. All right, you're still stuff to do. 2025, I'm very excited. I feel like I have a lot of things in the pipeline where I'm talking to all my friends. They're like, hey, I got this job. I feel confident in it. Or a lot of friends came back from college, rent in the city, and they're like, all right, I want to go buy something.
Yep.
I lived here. I had my fun. Now I want to kind of settle down and find something.
That's a perfect age gap. Right?
Yeah.
Like when you get in now, you're getting a couple years of experience, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, friends are buying first-time houses, and then second time, and then investment properties.
Yep. So I'm here to pretty much, show everyone my age, our age, how to pretty much do that, and I'm doing it myself. And then in 5-year plan, to be very honest with you, is kind of one house per year is kind of my goal.
Yep.
So I bought this house on Halloween. By next Halloween, hopefully I'll have everything finished. I'll take the value out, purchase another home, fix it, flip it, live in it, whatever it is, whether it's a duplex or another single family in a nice area. And kind of just, buying houses that need a little bit of work. I kind of bought a house with some issues.
Yeah.
So all the fear of like, oh my God, what if it's broken? Well, it is. It's just
We know.
what is broken and how much does it cost and what can you do about it. So,
and if you fix it, how much is that going to improve the value? You know?
Exactly. So like when I kind of break down the numbers and analyze, like, and truth be told, like Tuesday, did not plan on buying a house. Wednesday, writing up a contract. Thursday, I have a house. So like when the moment comes, it comes. You just gotta be ready.
You just gotta be ready, yeah.
So
for sure.
That's kind of my best advice for that. But for 5 years, I want to have 5 houses, and then ultimately long term, have apartment complexes, have commercial centers, various sources of income, have businesses ultimately. Like
Own your own gym?
Yeah, own my own gym. So
There you go.
Have this whole world pretty much benefit from whatever I can help create and help facilitate.
Yeah.
That's all.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Nobody makes it out alive, so
You what?
nobody makes it out alive, so you might as well.
That's true.
Yeah,
Help
that's very
around.
true.
Yeah.
Very true.
I want to hear a little bit because people love a good reno story.
Yeah.
Any pros, any cons, any disasters,
so-
any wins?
This gentleman that I got it from, unfortunately, he passed, and no seller property disclosure. He had a deck that was not in footers. It was pulling the house away from itself. He had house away from itself. He had water issues, so the foundation was cracked. Had to redo all that. I redid the kitchen, redid the upstairs. And then taking out trees, man. This guy just let his backyard become basically a jungle.
Holy
there's-
shit.
Go
There's
check out Corbin's
bamboo everywhere.
Instagram because
Yeah.
I think it was a couple weeks ago, right? It was
Yeah.
still when it was like nice out. You were like in the backyard just ripping everything out.
Yeah, I'm trying to document everything. But that way I can look back, and at least when I'm 80 years old, if no one watches, I'll have like a little time lapse of what I've done in life. So
Yeah.
that'd be kind of cool.
That's what I
Yeah.
kind of use Instagram for because I was like going back looking at pictures from the last year for like a Christmas gift for my daughter.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it's so cool. Like, it's just so cool to have all this stuff. We
Yeah.
didn't have this. I didn't have this growing up. Like you had to physically go through pictures and
Yeah.
print them and all that stuff. Now it's like you just flick through. You're like, oh shit, a
It's a
lot
real
happened in
time
the
vault.
year.
Yeah.
Whether you put them
yeah.
on Instagram or not, you have them digitally. It's it's pretty cool.
That's what I do when I see Mike. Whenever I go up to my one of my best friends is named Mike, and whenever I see him, it'll be like a month in between we see each other. I'll just go through my photo album. I'll be like, oh yeah, this happened, and then this happened, and then this happened. It's so easy to like bring
It's a
stuff
good
up now.
timeline.
Yeah, but it's so easy to forget now too.
Yeah.
So were you able to do inspections on that place or no?
No.
No.
The way I had to get it, I had pretty much waive inspections and go in there blind. And, I ran the comps in the area, and I knew that if I got this house at this price, that my output price would be phenomenal. So that's kind of what I'm doing. And there's houses, one street over that's going for $675, and I bought it for less than half. So
Yeah, that's
right
wild.
now, I just make it 2 more bedrooms, another bathroom, and I'm golden.
Okay, so you're adding
Yep.
rooms too. Yeah, no,
So
that'll do
currently
it.
it's technically a bungalow. It was listed. It's a Cape Cod bungalow. It's 1 bedroom upstairs, 1 half bath, 1 full bath. If I make it a 3-3, now it's $675.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Last
Just a little
year
bit of little sweat equity and boom, boom, boom.
So-
Yeah.
And you plan on living there for a little bit and just, especially when it's nicer.
Oh yeah,
live
absolutely.
there for a little bit.
This is kind of like the first house that I'm going to have forever. I can just keep pulling the equity out of it, make it make sense, and rent it out long term. So
Yeah.
I'm excited, man. This is really cool. I get to kind of practice what I do. live.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Thank
It
you, man.
does. It makes a huge difference when you do it on the other side. You're going through the mortgage process. You're going through
Yes.
the inspection or whatever. But going through all the contract from a even if you're doing it with yourself.
Yeah.
From a like the public's perspective or
Yeah.
for a client's perspective, we
Yeah.
do it. all the time too.
Yeah.
Like when we're doing our own pre-approval, we're like, oh man, this is a pain in the ass.
I think
And we make it easy.
I
I
think
can't imagine going to like Bank of America and having them run you up the flagpole, like
yeah. And also
missing
too, like
settlement and
when you're going to speak with clients and you bring up the fact that you're like working on this and you're doing it, and it kind of goes to show like, oh, you have experience actually doing this
Yeah,
yourself.
yeah.
It
Exactly.
makes them feel more comfortable. So it's
Yeah.
a good thing all around.
If I was a trainer and I, didn't look like I did what I gave you the workouts to do, you guys would be like, is he messing with us?"
exactly.
Yeah.
in fairness, you did the workout with us and explained it the whole time and motivated. So like you
Yeah.
were talking through the whole time.
Yeah,
So.
yeah.
And that's just a little accountability. And if I can, break stuff down on a whiteboard, whether it's a workout or buying a house, it's all pretty self-explanatory, just having a conversation. But
Hell yeah.
everyone gets, a little fearful because you don't know. And no one ever taught you, no one ever showed you. So here you go.
There you go.
Perfect.
I want to hear what's the best, like the biggest surprise, if there is one, from that house. You're like, oh shoot, I expected this to be way worse, and the vice versa. Or you could just do one or the other.
He's not done yet, so
The biggest surprise.
I mean, yeah, I guess it's only been not even 2 months.
No.
Right.
yeah. It's a bad
Surprises to
question.
come.
Yeah, it's a bad question.
The
My
biggest
bad.
surprise is that the house
Is there
hasn't
wood
burned
around
down
here we
yet.
can knock on? My bad, dude.
Yeah. It's been good though. It's been a lot of learning, man. It's been a lot of learning stuff where like, I was able to go through inspections with clients and learn from their experience. But now I'm going through my own. Like, okay, I understand this. I understand what the inputs and outputs are and what it all costs and what exactly I have to do to fix it. And kind of.
And probably the emotional toll when like you're going through an inspection. Like the inspectors are meant to make it look terrible.
Yeah.
And then you're meant to tamper them down. Like, that's not that big of a deal.
Correct.
That'll cost $500, or I got a guy who
Correct.
can fix that, or whatever. And then it just to kind of like emotionally dial people back.
And that's a big thing too. Like having that kind of emotional regulation to go there and be like, all right, like at the end of the day, your limbs are still in your body. It's just a house.
Yep.
Like, yeah, it's going to cost some money. You're going to be able to work and get that over time. It's going to suck for a little bit, but it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
So,
I
like-
always just look at it as like a holding. I try and think of it as like, hey, I'm just putting my money into a different type of bank.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I'm
Different
putting my money
investment.
here. Worst case scenario, like everything goes sideways. I sell it and maybe I lose a little bit of money,
Yeah.
but like I'm not gonna go $300,000 upside down on this
No.
place.
No.
It's something catastrophic would have to happen for that to be the case. So I
And
just look at it
we're
like a
young.
different bank.
We don't have the excess funds to just dump and lose them anyway.
Exactly.
Right. So we're piecemealing thing piece by piece and just
Yeah.
kind of patching it along the way.
Oh
so.
yeah, this house I was going after like a week ago. I was like, I was in the office at 7 a.m. like putting everything together, going through all the numbers, figuring it all out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's nuts.
But it's good, man. It's a good learning lesson.
Good for you guys, you young guys, getting out there and doing it. Yeah, I
Hell
mean,
yeah.
you're way more motivated than I was when I was 22, 23, 24, 25.
What were you doing at 25? Surfing?
Hanging out at the beach, surfing, rock climbing,
Hell yeah.
working nights and weekends at a restaurant.
Still sounds pretty cool. I'm not
I
gonna lie.
mean, I don't regret a moment of it, but I didn't own a house or two at 26, so
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hey.
what are you going to do? I started,
can't all be this
I'm a
cool.
late bloomer, as
Yeah.
they say.
Yeah. Love it. Anything else you want to touch on?
No, I mean, we usually do a win. My win today is coming out and doing this with you. It was, like I said, it was good to do this and break it up a little bit.
Yeah.
We don't always need to do beers on this podcast, so.
Yeah.
And it got me out of getting up at 5:30 to go to my normal gym.
There you go.
9 a.m. is a little bit easier of a pill to swallow to work out.
Yeah, I woke up at like 6:45. I was like, this is nice.
Got any wins? Anything that you're excited about?
We got a holiday party coming up at the office. A lot of workouts going on. Yeah, some dancing a little bit. And then just kind of, finishing the year off well and then starting next year. I'm excited, man.
Right on.
Dope.
Got a lot to do.
Well, thank you for coming on. Appreciate
Awesome,
it.
dude.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for having.
And I'm going to go take a nap.
Yeah,
All right.
let's go do it.
All right.
Go to work.
Happy Friday.
See you.
Bye.